this is going to be hopefully short. I know I always look horrible. But I wanted to jump on here because not a believer in psychics, but I've been seeing a lot of what would you say, things that where they're going into great detail, and it seems like they might know it's plausible shit. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see if it all plays out. This one, I just found this gal. It's into the either into the either. There's not an I in it. Oh shit. And go check her out. Subscribe to her channel. She's really good. She said that 2 days before Quinton went missing, that she had seen him face down on some cement, like a siding of the house, the right side, at the patio, and he was in a corner, and she could see the edge of a pool. And now I'm kind of sickly, so bear with me. And it's on 10/4, the day before he went missing. Leonie, she could see her with a black hoodie on, like the top up. I don't know why in the hell people wear that shit in the house with their hood up. But and some sort of cotton dark pants. She looked pissed off, and she started gathering up her stuff, like her little purse, her cell phone, you know. She's going to do a drug run or going somewhere to do drugs, is what it was. And Danny was in the room, and he come into the living room, or the room where she was. And I've got pictures too that I should have actually added, because I've been wanting to see what this woman's describing, and I have the whole house, the inside of the whole house and outside. But he asked her what Danny asked Leilani what she's doing, and she said, I'm not gonna be gone that long, so don't worry about it. And then she leaves. Um they think that the woman said she thought that Quinton was asleep, and it looked like Danny was in the room. There's a long, narrow room with nothing in it. And then there's another room that's bigger that they're using for like a bedroom. And then the little narrow room is, I guess, the one beside of it. And I think that's the one with like a twin bed and a like a toddler bed. And Leilani had left at about 10 or 11 o'clock. Um, and Zane and Sky, Danny took them after he gave them a bath and put them in the bed in the big room with him to go to bed. And 1:30, Leilani come back in. Um, the woman said that she felt like that because she was stumbling everywhere and she was fucked up, that she was on heroin, and said that, of course, found out her drug of choice is coke, and she still thinks that she was on heroin. And she stumbles into the door frame, and then stumbles into the she looks into the big room and sees that Danny's got the kids in there, and she stumbles into the little room's door frame again, like the other one. She pukes a little bit, more like spit, but she's puking. Um, she stumbles into the room, and she's walking towards the twin bed, and she falls and she lands on Quinton. And when she lands on him, she puts her whole hand and all of her weight to push up on him. And so that kind of took his air. So she gets up and lays over on the twin bed. And of course, he's waking up, and we've all had the air knocked out of us, and you're trying to suck anything to get the air. Well, he finally gets a little bit of air, starts screaming and crying. And Leilani tells him to be quiet, and she puts one hand behind his head and then puts one hand where her shirt is like this, if I can get it, like this, and we put it over his mouth. And because he's so little and the shirt's on there, it covers everything. And she leaves it on there like 1 or 2 minutes. Like any of it is just fucking insane, but I don't, oh my God, I don't want to say that's premeditated. Um, and he can't understand. I don't know if he understands her anyway, but her words are ununderstandable because she's so fucked up. And she tells him to be quiet. The left hand on the back of the head, then the right over his mouth. Everything's covered. She's kind of squeezing, not to hurt him, but to kind of put the pressure where he'll be quiet. And it said that he's not even hardly struggling. And he put his hands up a few times, and then she let him go, and he falls over, just flops and falls over. Didn't have a clue what happened. She falls over on the twin bed and passes out. At 3 o'clock, she gets up. She picks up Quinton, puts him in the playpen, literally just dumps him into the playpen, takes him and just dumps him into the playpen. And Danny come in, he's seen Leilani passed out, and so he's nudged her leg and told her he's getting ready for work, that to get up, get the kids ready for the babysitter. And she said, I'm not taking them. And then he said, well, they'll be with you all day. And then he asked, where's Quinton? And she never made an answer, nothing. And he looks over and sees Quinton in the playpen, and he stares at him for a few seconds, and he thinks there's something wrong, but he doesn't do anything. It's kind of like you're not sure. And then he left to go to work. While he's in the car, he texts the babysitter at 5:29. Leilani, to tell the babysitter that the kids wasn't coming over. And Leilani wakes up at 6:30. She sits straight up. Then she stands up and she sees Quinton and stares, goes and picks him up. He's got this little light colored blanket. The woman says it could be white, but she thinks it's a real light blue. And she takes Quinton out the back door and lays him on the concrete, takes the blanket and dips it into the pool, and then puts it back on, or tosses it over Quinton's body. No respect at no time. I mean, it's just I am usually not surprised by anything. And it's like no fucking respect at any time. Tosses him into the playpen, gets the blanket wet, tosses it over it. I'm like, oh my fucking God, are you kidding me? And then she's hoping that somebody will find him. And now, this is still early in the morning, 6:30 or 7, and think, that she didn't do it or not know that she does. So she leaves the door open. She goes back in the house and she goes back to bed. At 7:30, she wakes up and she can hear the other kids talking. Zane and then Sky. Of course, Sky's not talking, but Zane is. And she gets up out of the bed, goes outside, picks up Quinton, takes him and puts him in. She held him for a little bit, but she put him one way or other facing him or not, so she couldn't see his face. But she puts him into the garbage bag head first, drops him down in it, and she shakes it a little bit and then ties it up. And she goes to pull it out, and she's worried that maybe it'll like bust. So she takes the whole trash can. And she puts the trash can at the back of a car, black sedan, at the trunk. She opens up the trunk, puts Quinton's body in it, closes it, and goes back into the house, fixes a bottle for Sky, goes into the bedroom, talking to Zane, telling him to feed the baby and all this because she didn't say it, but she's got shit to do now. And so she gets in the car, she pulls out to the end of the driveway, she takes a left, and she's looking around, and she's going not fast or slow, but she's looking at houses. There's a bunch of abandoned houses and trailers, and she's looking for somewhere to dump them. At the end of the road, she pulls into a trailer park. She drives around the trailer park, and then she goes over to the dumpsters. She never gets out of the car. This is all my opinion. Allegedly, don't come for me. And if you do, it's be bad. But she does not get out the car at this point in time. She never does anyway. So she pulls out the trailer park, takes a right. There's an intersection right there. She takes a left at the intersection. She drives till she sees some stores or a strip mall, and she pulls into the side of the building. And the lady said that she thinks that she didn't go behind the building because she either seen cameras or there was people back there. So she pulled beside the building, and then she decided this is too sketchy. So she pulled back onto the road. She took a right. When she got back to where she had started from at the first trailer park, she went down and stopped in front of the dumpsters again. She did not get out of the car or the vehicle at the dumpsters. I've said from fucking day one. But the only people I say it to is my family, and everybody thinks I'm fucking crazy. Well, I am crazy, but still, you know what I'm saying. And I said, she's sending them on some wild goose chase. He's not in the fucking landfill. But she does not get out of the vehicle at the dumpsters. And she just sits there staring at him. She leaves the trailer park, takes a left, goes back to her house, gets another garbage bag, double bags, Quinton, because she don't want the bags tearing. It's like you gotta take a minute, And then she puts him over her shoulder like a duffel bag. She walks across the yard at a 45-degree angle. Apparently, there's something there. To the side of the house. She goes into the woods. She follows the trail for a little bit. It's unclear how long she walked. And then she veers off the trail, and it's kind of an incline. She goes down to where there's a large rock or possibly boulder. There's a little hill in front of it, a tree that's broken, half is still on the ground. And there's on the other side of the tree is debris. And around the tree, there's pine needles, red dirt, leaves, and indent in the ground. She never dug a hole, nothing for him. And so she just dumps his body on the ground, and she didn't bury him, nothing like that. She pushes the dirt and all that stuff, the pine needles, the leaves, all that around him. And so then she burns up the road. And the woman said that she's looking up through the leaves of the tree and she can see light. And I also got a thing on Summer Wells too, by the way. And if Chatham County, Georgia, TBI, or not TBI, GBI, anybody wants to take this fucking information and at least go look, that can get on their property without that cunt having to them deal with you, go look. Don't know if she's left the baby there. Don't know if any of this is even true. But what's it going to hurt to look? I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to go look at some pictures to see if I can figure out what the hell this narrow room is. And I will be back either tonight or tomorrow with a theory on Summer Wells. And I'm starting another one on this OnlyFans chick that stabbed her boyfriend to death. Pretty interesting. Bitch is gonna go to jail for a while. I'll tell you that right now. Anyway, see you. Bye.